My beloved child, before you turn away from hope tonight, pause for one more moment and let your heart become quiet. I am not asking you to ignore what is real. I am not asking you to pretend that the bills are small, that the debt does not matter, or that the pressure on your family is easy to carry. I am asking you to listen while I speak into the place where fear has been speaking for too long. My beloved child, I see the financial weight you carry. I see the numbers you check again and again, the payment dates approaching, and the responsibility you feel toward the people you love. I see the way you try to appear calm while your mind is calculating what can be delayed, what must be paid first, and what you may have to go without. You have smiled in front of others while your heart remained tense. You have said, "I will figure it out," even when you did not know how. You have gone to bed tired, then remained awake because your thoughts would not rest. My beloved child, I was present in those hours. I did not arrive after the fear began. I did not wait until you had exhausted every option. I was there when you opened the account and felt your heart sink. I was there when another unexpected expense appeared. I was there when you wondered whether your effort would ever be enough. You may think this burden is only about money, but I know it reaches deeper. It touches your sense of safety. It touches your dignity. It touches your desire to protect your family. It touches the hope you once carried for the future. My beloved child, I do not dismiss any of it. I know that practical needs require practical answers. I know that food must be purchased. I know that housing, medicine, transportation, and family responsibilities do not disappear because someone tells you to have faith. Faith is not denying reality. Faith is learning how to stand inside reality without allowing fear to become your master. Your bank balance is not your identity. Your debt is not your name. A difficult season is not a final verdict over your life. You are not less worthy because you need help. You are not forgotten because the answer has taken time. You are not a failure because you are still learning how to recover, rebuild, and move forward. My beloved child, I see more than the number on the page. I see the courage it took to keep going. I see the sacrifices no one noticed. I see the times you chose your family before your comfort. I see the days you worked while carrying worry in your chest. I see the prayers that had no polished words, only a tired whisper asking me not to leave you alone. I heard every one. Think of Hagar in the wilderness. She had reached a place where the future looked empty. Her resources were nearly gone, and fear told her there was no path left. Yet I saw her before she saw the provision near her. My beloved child, the well did not appear because her fear was imaginary. The need was real. The danger was real. But the need was not beyond my sight. This is why I am asking you to pause. Not because pausing will pay every bill tonight. Not because one prayer will erase every consequence. Pause because panic makes every road look closed. Pause because exhaustion turns small problems into impossible mountains. Pause because your heart needs enough stillness to recognize the next right step. My beloved child, I am not promising you an easy escape or a sudden life without responsibility. I am offering something stronger. I am offering my presence, wisdom, courage, and guidance within the reality you are facing. I can show you what needs attention first. I can help you separate a true need from a fear created by pressure. I can lead you toward honest conversations and help you notice an opportunity, a skill, or a decision that may become part of the answer. My beloved child, provision is not always loud. Sometimes it comes as a door. Sometimes it comes as restraint that keeps you from a costly mistake. Sometimes it comes as the humility to ask for help. Sometimes it comes as an idea that arrives after your mind finally becomes quiet. Sometimes it comes as the strength to change a habit that has been draining what you have. Do not decide that I am absent simply because the answer does not look dramatic. I often begin in quiet places. A seed does not announce itself while it is taking root. A lamp begins with a small flame, yet that flame can change the feeling of an entire room. My beloved child, tonight, I am not asking you to solve your whole future. I am asking you to let me meet you in this moment. Bring me the real numbers. Bring me the unpaid bill. Bring me the fear you have hidden from your family. Bring me the embarrassment you do not want anyone to see. Bring me the anger, the disappointment, and the question you have been afraid to ask. I am not threatened by your honesty. I do not love a polished version of you more than the tired person sitting here now. My beloved child, breathe slowly. You are still here. There are decisions you can make. There are conversations you can begin. There are habits you can change. There are forms of support you may not have considered. There is wisdom available for the next step, even if the entire road is not visible. Do not carry tomorrow inside this hour. Do not punish yourself tonight for every mistake in the past. Let this moment become the place where fear stops speaking with final authority. My beloved child, I see the financial weight you carry, but I also see the strength being formed beneath it. I see a heart that is learning to ask better questions, to receive guidance, and to separate worth from wealth. You are not alone among the numbers. You are not abandoned among the bills. You are not invisible in the pressure. I am here. And before I change what is around you, I want to begin by changing what fear has been building within you. In the next part, I will show you why the first movement of a miracle often begins inside the heart. My beloved child, I told you that before I change what is around you, I want to begin by changing what fear has been building within you. This is where the miracle starts. Not first in the account, the bill, or the door you are waiting to see open. The miracle begins within you. My beloved child, you have imagined that relief will come only when the numbers change. You tell yourself that you will breathe freely when the debt is gone, when the income rises, when the pressure lifts. But if fear remains seated in your heart, even more may still feel like not enough. I do not say this to blame you. I say it because I want to heal you at the root. A frightened mind can receive provision and still expect loss. A wounded heart can receive opportunity and still believe it will disappear. A tired soul can receive help and still feel ashamed for needing it. My beloved child, I am not only preparing something for your hands, I am preparing your heart to hold it with peace. Think of Gideon. When I called him, he did not see himself as strong. Yet I spoke to who he could become before he could see it. My beloved child, the first miracle was not the victory outside him. It was the change that began when he stopped agreeing completely with fear. He still had questions. He still needed reassurance. But something shifted. He began to see that fear was not the only voice available to him. The same is true for you. You may still need a plan. But when fear is no longer the only voice you obey, your path begins to change. My beloved child, panic makes you react. Peace helps you respond. Panic says, take the first option before it disappears. Peace says, pause long enough to see whether this path is wise. Panic says, hide the truth because people may judge you. Peace says, honesty may feel uncomfortable, but it can open the way to real help. Panic says, nothing will ever change. Peace says, I do not see the whole road, but I can take the next faithful step. A compass turning toward true north makes no loud sound. Yet once the direction is corrected, every step leads somewhere different. My beloved child, that is what I am doing in you. I am correcting the direction of your thoughts. I am teaching you to notice when fear exaggerates the future. I am showing you how shame distorts your decisions. I am helping you separate urgency from panic. You may have believed that constant worry proved you were responsible. You thought that if you stopped worrying, you would become careless. But worry and wisdom are not the same. Wisdom can make a plan without attacking your worth. Wisdom can face a difficult number without predicting disaster. Wisdom can ask for help. My beloved child, I want to teach you this kind of wisdom. The miracle within you may begin when you open the bill without avoiding it. It may begin when you write down what you owe instead of carrying vague fear. It may begin when you admit that one habit must change. It may begin when you forgive yourself enough to start again. It may begin when you ask a trusted person for practical counsel. These steps create room for freedom. My beloved child, remember the widow who had only a small amount of oil. The answer did not begin with abundance filling the house. It began with an honest recognition of what remained. She did not pretend she had more than she did. She did not despise the little she had. She brought the truth into the light, then followed the instruction she received. My beloved child, what is in your hand today? Perhaps it is a small skill. Perhaps it is time you can use more wisely. Perhaps it is one unnecessary expense you can release. Perhaps it is an idea you dismiss because it seems ordinary. Perhaps it is the courage to make one call. Do not wait for something impressive before becoming attentive. I can begin with what is honest. I can guide what is surrendered. I can multiply the value of wisdom, discipline, and clarity with patience. My beloved child, this inner miracle also changes the way you receive. When shame rules you, help feels humiliating. When pride rules you, advice feels like criticism. When fear rules you, opportunity feels suspicious. But when your heart becomes steady, you can receive without losing dignity. You can learn without condemning yourself and accept support while still taking responsibility. My beloved child, I am not turning you into someone passive. I am making you less controlled by pressure. A passive person avoids what must be faced. A peaceful person faces it without surrendering their identity to it. A passive person waits for someone else to solve everything. A peaceful person takes responsibility without believing they carry the whole world. My beloved child, I want you active, honest, teachable, and calm enough to recognize guidance. You have spent too long believing that change must feel powerful before it becomes real. Sometimes change feels like sleeping better. Sometimes it feels like not checking the account repeatedly in fear. Sometimes it feels like answering a difficult message without anger. Sometimes it feels like choosing patience when comparison tries to rush you. These are signs of movement. My beloved child, roots grow before branches spread. The deepest work often remains unseen. Yet when the inner foundation becomes stronger, your outer choices carry a different quality. You become clearer, less impulsive, and more consistent. You stop chasing every promise that sounds quick and easy. My beloved child, this is how protection begins. Not every opportunity is provision. Not every shortcut is an answer. Not every impressive voice is trustworthy. A healed heart becomes more discerning because it no longer needs every possibility to rescue it. You can examine, you can pray, you can ask questions, you can walk away. My beloved child, freedom begins when desperation no longer negotiates for you. Tonight, notice one place where fear has been making decisions. Do not try to repair your whole life at once. Name one thought, name one habit, name one conversation you have delayed, then bring it to me honestly. Ask for wisdom, not fantasy. Ask for courage, not escape. Ask for peace that can remain while you take responsibility. My beloved child, I am not ashamed of your starting point. I am not waiting for you to become perfect before I guide you. I will meet you in the first honest step. The miracle begins when you stop treating fear as prophecy. It begins when you stop calling anxiety wisdom. It begins when you believe that your present condition can teach you without defining you. And as this inner foundation changes, you will be ready to understand the next truth. The numbers may describe part of your situation, but they do not measure your worth. In the next part, I will show you who you are beyond every balance, debt loss, and financial mistake. My beloved child, I told you that the numbers may describe part of your situation, but they do not measure your worth. Now I want that truth to move deeper than your thoughts. I want it to reach where shame has been naming you. Your worth is not measured by numbers. My beloved child, you have looked at balances, debts, missed payments, and past mistakes, then allowed them to speak as though they knew your identity. You have seen one difficult season and called yourself a failure. You have watched another person advance and concluded your life carries less value, but numbers can report a condition. They cannot define a soul. A bank statement can show what is available today. It cannot measure your courage, your compassion, your faithfulness, or the sacrifices you have made for those you love. My beloved child, I do not read your life the way the world does. The world often asks how much you earn, what you own, where you live, and how quickly you are advancing. It ranks people by visible results. I look deeper. I see the honesty that kept you from taking an easy but harmful path. I see the patience you offered while carrying pressure. I see the work you did when no one applauded. I see the kindness you gave even when you felt empty. These things do not appear on a financial report, but they matter to me. My beloved child, you may be carrying shame from decisions you wish you could change. Perhaps you trusted wrongly, spent from fear, avoided a problem, delayed a conversation, or believed a false promise. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can learn from it. A mistake can become a teacher without becoming your name. My beloved child, repentance is not the same as self-hatred. True repentance brings truth into light, accepts responsibility, repairs what is possible, and chooses better. Self-hatred only keeps you staring backward. I am calling you forward. Remember Zacchaeus. His financial life had been shaped by greed and dishonesty. Yet when truth entered his home, he was not told that change was impossible. His heart shifted, and that inner change moved into practical action. He chose to make things right. My beloved child, Grace did not excuse what was wrong. Grace gave him the courage to become different. This is what I offer you. Not permission to ignore responsibility, but freedom from the belief that your worst decision has the final word. You can face what happened without becoming trapped inside it. You can seek counsel. You can change habits. You can rebuild trust. You can begin again. My beloved child, the value I placed within you existed before your first paycheck, before your first success, and before your first failure. Achievement did not create your value. You were created valuable by love. This does not mean your choices do not matter. They matter greatly. But your choices reveal where growth is needed. They do not erase your humanity or remove your right to receive mercy, wisdom, and another chance. My beloved child, stop speaking to yourself in a way you would never speak to someone you love. You have said, "I am foolish. I ruin everything. I will never recover. I should have known better." These words produce fear, hiding, and paralysis. Speak truth instead. Say, "I made a mistake and I can learn." Say, "I need help and asking is not weakness." Say, "I am responsible for my next step, but I am not condemned to repeat my past." My beloved child, honest words create movement. Shame tells you to hide the bill. Wisdom tells you to open it. Shame tells you to avoid the conversation. Wisdom tells you to prepare and speak honestly. Shame tells you that people will reject you if they know the truth. Wisdom helps you choose trustworthy support. My beloved child, you do not heal by pretending everything is fine. You heal by facing reality without turning reality into an accusation against your worth. Think of a house after a storm. A broken window does not mean the whole house has no value. It means something needs attention. Likewise, one damaged financial area does not mean your whole life is ruined. Repair what can be repaired. Strengthen what has been weak. Learn what the storm exposed. But do not burn down the whole house because one room needs restoration. My beloved child, comparison has also wounded the way you see yourself. You look at someone else's home, career, savings, or comfort, and assume they have lived more wisely, worked harder, or received more favor. But you do not know the full story. You do not know their debt, fear, support, timing, or hidden cost. Comparison takes incomplete information and uses it to create a false judgment. Release it. Your path requires your attention. My beloved child, I am not asking you to become careless about money. I am teaching you to manage it without worshiping it. When worth and wealth become confused, every financial loss feels like personal rejection. Every delay feels like humiliation. Every success becomes something you must protect at any cost. But when your worth is secure, money can return to its proper place. It becomes a tool. It can be earned, saved, shared, lost, rebuilt, and managed. It no longer has the authority to tell you whether you deserve peace. My beloved child, this security will change your decisions. You will be less likely to chase impressive opportunities just to prove yourself. You will be less likely to remain in unhealthy work because status has become your identity. You will be less likely to spend for appearance while neglecting what is truly needed. You will begin choosing from wisdom instead of shame. My beloved child, your dignity does not come from pretending you need nothing. Dignity can stand inside need and still remain whole. You may need assistance. You may need more time. You may need to simplify. You may need to start smaller than you hoped. None of these things make you less loved. A small beginning is not an insult. A slower season is not a rejection. A temporary setback is not a permanent identity. My beloved child, let me separate your name from your numbers. You are more than what you owe. You are more than what you lost. You are more than what you failed to save. You are more than the opportunity you missed. You are still capable of learning, changing, serving, creating, and loving tonight. Practice looking at your situation without attacking yourself. Write down what is true today. Then refuse to add words of condemnation. Let the facts become information, not a sentence. My beloved child, when shame loses its power, wisdom has room to speak. You can finally ask practical questions without hearing every answer as proof that you are unworthy. And this leads to the next truth I want you to understand. I do not care only about your inner life while ignoring the needs before you. In the next part, I will show you how closely I care about the practical details of your life. My beloved child, I told you that I do not care only about your inner life while ignoring the needs before you. I want you to understand this clearly. Your spiritual life and your practical life are not separate to me. I see both. I care about your practical needs. My beloved child, I know that food must be bought, rent must be paid, medicine may be needed, transportation must be arranged, and families require care. I know that a kind word does not replace a necessary payment. I know that encouragement alone does not fill an empty refrigerator. I am not asking you to pretend these things do not matter. They matter because people matter. Your body matters. Your home matters. The responsibilities placed in your hands matter. My beloved child, some people have made you feel guilty for bringing practical concerns into prayer. You may have wondered whether asking for help with money, work, housing, or health was too ordinary, but nothing about your daily life is too small for my attention. No detail in your life escapes my attention. I see the shoes that need replacing. I see the repair you have postponed. I see the appointment you are worried about affording. I see the child, parent, or family member who depends on you. I see the decision between two necessary expenses when there seems to be room for only one. My beloved child, you do not need to make your needs sound spiritual before bringing them to me. Speak plainly. Tell me what is due. Tell me what is missing. Tell me what has changed. Tell me what you fear may happen if an answer does not come soon. Honesty is not a lack of faith. It is the beginning of trust. Remember the people following Jesus into a lonely place. They had listened for many hours and evening came. Their need was simple and physical. They were hungry. Jesus did not say that hunger was unimportant because they had heard spiritual truth. He noticed the need. He asked what was available. He involved the disciples. Then the small amount placed before him became enough to serve many. My beloved child, notice the order. The need was acknowledged. What was available was counted. People participated. Provision was shared. This is how I often work in practical life. I may bring help through a person. I may show you how to use what is already present. I may reveal a resource you overlooked. I may give you courage to ask a question you have avoided. I may lead you to simplify, reorganize, negotiate, learn, or begin again. My beloved child, do not limit my care to one dramatic answer. You may be waiting for a large amount while missing a smaller form of help that protects you today. A payment plan can be provision. A wise conversation can be provision. A repaired relationship can open practical support. A new skill can become a future source of income. An expense avoided can be as valuable as money received. A clear no can protect what a careless yes would have cost. My beloved child, I care about the answer, but I also care about the way you reach it. I do not want desperation to push you toward dishonesty. I do not want pressure to make you accept terms that destroy your peace. I do not want fear to convince you that any open door must be from me. Practical needs require practical wisdom. So ask questions. Read carefully. Seek trustworthy counsel. Do not sign what you do not understand. Do not borrow simply to protect an image. Do not hide the truth from those whose lives are affected by your decisions. My beloved child, wisdom may feel slower than panic, but it often saves you from pain. I care enough to guide your pace. Sometimes, my provision comes as restraint. You may want to move quickly, but peace does not follow. You may want to purchase, invest, commit, or promise, yet something within you remains unsettled. Pause. Not every delay is denial. Sometimes a delay keeps you from stepping into a burden disguised as relief. My beloved child, I can protect you through a closed door as surely as I can provide through an open one. Think of Elijah by the brook. During a season of drought, he was led to a specific place where water was available and food came in an unexpected way. The provision was not permanent in that form. The brook eventually dried, but my care did not end when the channel changed. I gave new direction. My beloved child, this matters for you. A job may end. A person who once helped may no longer be able to help. A familiar source may become uncertain. Do not confuse the end of a channel with the end of my care. I am not limited to the form you already know, yet I also want you to participate responsibly. Elijah had to move when direction came. The disciples had to distribute the bread. the widow had to gather containers. Practical provision often includes practical action. My beloved child, prayer is not an excuse to avoid what must be done. If a budget must be made, make it. If a call must be placed, place it. If advice must be sought, seek it. If work must be learned, begin learning. If pride must be lowered so help can be received, lower it. Faith does not remove responsibility. It removes the belief that responsibility must be carried without guidance. My beloved child, I know that some needs cannot be solved quickly. A medical issue may continue. Debt may require time. A family situation may remain complicated. I will not shame you for needing patience. I will help you endure without becoming numb. I will teach you to take one necessary step at a time. You do not need to solve the whole year tonight. You need wisdom for this day. What must be addressed first? What can be delayed without harm? What conversation can bring clarity? What support is available? What habit is quietly making the pressure worse, my beloved child? These questions are not unspiritual. They are places where guidance becomes practical. I care about how you sleep. I care about the stress in your body. I care about the tension money has created in your home. I care about the shame that keeps you isolated. I care about the decisions you make when you feel trapped. Bring all of it into the light. My beloved child, I am not only the God of distant promises. I am present in grocery lists, work schedules, appointments, repairs, and difficult conversations. I can meet you in the details. I can give peace before the answer is complete. I can give wisdom before the resources increase. I can help you recognize what matters most. And as you begin to understand how closely I care about practical needs, you will also need to understand that provision does not always arrive through one familiar path. In the next part, I will show you how help can come through many different channels. My beloved child, I told you that provision does not always arrive through one familiar path. Now I want to widen the way you see my care. You have often watched one door, one income, one person, or one expected answer so closely that you missed the other ways. Help was already moving toward you. Provision can come through many channels. My beloved child, the job you have today is a channel. The person who helps you is a channel. The skill in your hands is a channel. The idea that comes at the right moment can become a channel. But none of these is the source. When you confuse the channel with the source, fear grows quickly. If the job changes, you feel abandoned. If one person cannot help you, believe there is no help. If one plan fails, you assume the future has closed. This is why I am teaching you not to build your entire sense of safety around one human arrangement. Work faithfully. Honor the people who support you. Use systems wisely, but do not ask limited things to carry the weight of unlimited trust. My beloved child, remember the widow during the famine. She believed she had reached the final meal. Her flour was almost gone, and her oil was nearly finished. From what she could see, there was no future beyond that day. Then Elijah arrived with an unexpected instruction. The answer did not look like a warehouse appearing at her door. It came through a small supply that continued to meet the need day after day. My beloved child, provision was steady before it was impressive. She received enough for the season she was walking through. You may be looking for one large rescue while I am giving you daily wisdom, daily strength, and daily opportunities that keep you moving. Do not despise daily provision because it does not resemble instant abundance. The meal that lasts today matters. The expense that is reduced matters. The delay that gives you more time matters. The person who shares useful information matters. The skill you develop quietly matters. My beloved child, sometimes provision arrives by addition. Sometimes it arrives by prevention. You may receive more income, or you may be protected from a costly mistake. You may gain a new opportunity, or you may receive clarity that helps you avoid a harmful agreement. You may be given resources, or you may learn how to stop something from draining what you already have. Both can be care. My beloved child, I also work through people, but people must remain in their proper place. Someone may introduce you to an opportunity, someone may recommend you, someone may teach you, someone may offer temporary help. Receive with gratitude, but do not turn gratitude into dependence. A person can be generous without becoming responsible for your whole future. A relationship can be valuable without becoming your foundation. My beloved child, when you place too much weight on one person, fear begins to affect the relationship. You become afraid to disappoint them. You may tolerate unhealthy behavior because you fear losing support. You may hide your true needs or surrender your boundaries. I do not want provision to become another form of bondage. Receive help with humility. Remain honest. Honor healthy limits. Remember that the hand offering help is not greater than the one who can guide many hands. My beloved child, provision can also arrive through capacity. You may ask me to change your circumstances while I begin by strengthening your ability. I may teach you how to communicate more clearly. I may awaken a gift you stopped using. I may lead you to learn a practical skill. I may show you how to organize your time, improve your work, or solve a problem others are willing to pay to have solved. My beloved child, remain attentive. David learned courage and responsibility while caring for sheep before anyone knew his name. Ruth gathered leftover grain in an ordinary field before she understood how that field would become connected to her future. My beloved child, do not treat ordinary work as meaningless simply because it is not yet the final destination. My beloved child, sometimes provision comes through redirection. A plan fails and you feel disappointed. Later you realize the failure pushed you toward a healthier path. A door closes, forcing you to examine an ability you ignored. A delay gives you time to notice information you would have missed in haste. Redirection does not always feel like care when it first appears. It may feel like loss, so do not label every interruption as abandonment. Pause long enough to ask whether another direction is becoming visible. My beloved child, I am not telling you to call every hardship a hidden blessing. Pain is still pain. Loss should be grieved honestly. But a painful event does not remove my ability to guide what comes next. I can bring wisdom out of confusion. I can bring new connections after an ending. I can teach you to rebuild with stronger boundaries. The early believers shared what they had so needs could be met among them. Their care did not remove personal responsibility. It meant no one had to pretend that independence was the highest form of faith. My beloved child, allow trustworthy people to know what is real. You do not need to announce every detail to everyone, but secrecy can prevent healthy support from reaching you. Ask for information. Ask for prayer. Ask whether someone knows a resource, an opening, or a practical solution. A single honest conversation can reveal a channel you did not know existed. My beloved child, do not overlook the provision of restored energy and clearer thinking. A rested mind may recognize what an exhausted mind could not see. A peaceful heart may notice an answer that fear pushed aside. Inner renewal can prepare you to use an opportunity wisely. My beloved child, remain open without becoming desperate. Desperation grabs every offer. Discernment examines the fruit. Does this opportunity require dishonesty? Does it create greater bondage? Does it demand that you ignore your deepest values? Does it promise quick relief while hiding long consequences? Not every available channel is healthy. My care will not require you to destroy yourself in order to receive it. My beloved child, look again at your life tonight. Do not ask only, where will the money come from? Ask, what wisdom is already available? What skill can be strengthened? What expense can be changed? What conversation should begin? What support have I been too proud to receive? What door have I ignored because it looked too small? Provision can arrive through money, protection, knowledge, timing, relationships, restraint, creativity, and courage. My beloved child, keep your hands open and your mind awake. Do not worship the channel. Do not panic when one channel changes. The source is not changed. And as you learn to see provision in more than one form, you must also learn to protect your decisions from fear. In the next part, I will show you why panic can make you choose the wrong channel, even when wisdom is standing nearby. My beloved child, I told you that panic can make you choose the wrong channel, even when wisdom is standing nearby. This is why I want you to look carefully at the force behind your decisions. Stop letting fear control your decisions. I am teaching your heart to recognize that difference. My beloved child, fear rarely introduces itself honestly. It does not always say, I am afraid. Sometimes it says, you must act now. Sometimes it says, this is your only chance. Sometimes it says, if you do not accept this, everything will fall apart. It makes one setback look permanent. It makes one closed door look like the end of every possibility. It makes one mistake feel larger than your whole future. My beloved child, when fear becomes the loudest voice, you stop examining what is true. You begin reacting to what might happen. Then your decisions become rushed. You may agree to terms you do not understand. You may spend money to escape discomfort. You may borrow to protect an appearance. You may stay in work that is damaging your health because you believe there is no other path. You may follow advice simply because the person sounds confident. My beloved child, urgency and panic are not the same. Urgency can still be clear. Panic is scattered. Urgency helps you focus on the next necessary action. Panic makes you feel that every problem must be solved immediately. Urgency can listen. Panic interrupts. Urgency can ask questions. Panic fears that questions will make the opportunity disappear. My beloved child, learn to notice the difference in your body. When fear is leading, your breathing becomes shallow. Your thoughts move quickly. You feel pressure to answer before you have understood. You imagine the worst outcome and treat it as certain. Pause when this happens. A pause is not weakness. A pause can protect your future. Think of King Saul when he waited for Samuel before battle. The pressure increased. The people became restless. Saul feared losing control, so he acted outside the instruction he had been given. His decision was not made from peace. It was made from panic about what others might do. My beloved child, fear often makes you abandon a wise process because you cannot tolerate the discomfort of waiting. You may know that you should seek counsel, yet you rush. You may know that you should read the details, yet you sign. You may know that you should sleep before answering, yet you commit while emotion is high. This is why I am teaching you to slow down enough to hear. My beloved child, peace is not the absence of concern. Peace can acknowledge risk. Peace can recognize that a deadline is real. Peace can face a difficult conversation, but peace does not surrender your identity to the problem. Peace says this matters, but it is not greater than wisdom. Peace says I may need to act, but I do not need to act blindly. Peace says I can ask for help before making a decision that affects my family. My beloved child, do not confuse calmness with passivity. A calm person can act quickly when needed because their mind is clear. A fearful person may move quickly but in the wrong direction. I want your action to come from clarity, not from the need to stop feeling uncomfortable. My beloved child, fear also controls through avoidance. Sometimes fear tells you to do nothing. It tells you not to open the letter, not to check the account, not to ask about the debt, not to apply for the opportunity, not to learn something new because you may fail. Avoidance offers temporary relief, but it allows the problem to grow in darkness. My beloved child, courage does not require you to solve everything at once. Courage may mean opening the document, making one call, asking one honest question, writing down one number, taking one step that brings reality into the light. My beloved child, you have sometimes called fear wisdom because fear sounded cautious. But wisdom does more than warn. Wisdom also shows the next faithful action. Fear says, do not move because something could go wrong. Wisdom says, examine the risk, prepare carefully, and move when the path is sound. Fear says, never trust anyone again. Wisdom says, build trust slowly and observe character. Fear says, keep every resource because tomorrow may be worse. Wisdom says, prepare responsibly without letting scarcity harden your heart. My beloved child, ask yourself what fruit a decision is producing before you make it. Does it create secrecy? Does it require dishonesty? Does it make your body feel constantly unsafe? Does it depend on pressure, flattery, or unrealistic promises? Does it isolate you from wise people? Does it demand that you betray values you have worked to rebuild? My pressure? Beloved child, not every uncomfortable decision is wrong. Sometimes the wise path still frightens you because it is new. You may need to leave familiar work. You may need to admit a problem. You may need to set a boundary. You may need to begin at a smaller level than your pride prefers. The presence of fear does not always mean stop. The question is whether fear is present or in control. My beloved child, you can feel fear and still choose wisely. Remember Esther before she approached the king. She understood the risk. She did not pretend danger was absent. She prepared, sought support, and then stepped forward with courage. Her courage was not recklessness. It was a clear response to what had become necessary. My beloved child, this is the courage I want to form in you. Not loud courage, not careless courage, steady courage, the kind that can wait when others push, the kind that can say no when an offer violates peace, the kind that can move even while your hands tremble because truth has become clear. My beloved child, when you feel pressure, ask for time if time is available. Say, I need to review this. Say, I need to speak with someone I trust. Say, I am not ready to answer today. My beloved child, let this become a new rhythm. Pause, breathe, name the fear, examine the facts, seek wisdom, then choose. Do not let imagination write the conclusion before reality has spoken. Do not let yesterday's failure make every new possibility look dangerous. Do not let another person's urgency become your emergency. Tonight, bring one decision before me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you fear. Tell me what pressure you are feeling. Then become quiet enough to notice whether the path is being held together by truth or by panic. My beloved child, I will not shame you for feeling afraid. I will teach you how to walk without letting fear hold the steering wheel. And when fear no longer controls, every choice waiting will begin to feel different. You will understand that a pause is not always lost time and silence is not always inactivity. In the next part, I will show you why waiting does not mean nothing is happening. My beloved child, I told you that waiting does not always mean lost time, and silence does not always mean inactivity. Now I want you to understand what may be happening beneath the surface while you are tempted to believe nothing is moving. Waiting does not mean nothing is happening. My beloved child, you have measured progress by what you can see. You look for the changed number, the answered message, the open door, the signed agreement, or the clear solution. When none of these appears, you assume the process has stopped. But visible evidence is not the only kind of movement. A foundation is formed before a house rises. Roots spread before branches become strong. A child grows in hiddenness before anyone can hold the new life in their arms. My beloved child, some of the most important work begins where your eyes cannot follow. You may be waiting for provision, but I may be developing wisdom that will help you keep what comes. You may be waiting for an opportunity, but I may be strengthening a skill that will allow you to recognize and carry it. You may be waiting for a person to respond, but I may be showing you whether that connection is healthy enough for your future. You may be waiting for a door while I am preparing you to walk through it without losing your peace. My beloved child, delay and preparation can look very similar from where you stand. This is why you must not interpret every quiet season as rejection. Think of Joseph. He received a dream while he was young, but the path toward its fulfillment did not move in a straight line. There was betrayal, false accusation, confinement, and long stretches when the promise seemed disconnected from reality. Yet something was happening. Joseph learned responsibility in unfamiliar places. He learned how to serve without applause. He learned how to manage what belonged to others. He learned how to remain faithful when his circumstances did not confirm his calling. My beloved child, the palace required qualities that were formed in hidden places. If Joseph had received influence before character, the gift could have damaged him. If he had received authority before wisdom, the answer might have become another burden. The waiting was painful, but it was not empty. My beloved child, your waiting may also contain training. You may be learning patience because future responsibility will require steadiness. You may be learning to communicate clearly because a coming opportunity will depend on trust. You may be learning to manage a small amount because greater resources need structure. You may be learning to rest because constant striving would destroy the very thing you are asking to build. Do not despise lessons simply because they arrive before the answer. My beloved child, waiting also reveals what has been controlling your heart. When the result is delayed, impatience rises. Comparison becomes louder. Old fear returns. You begin to ask whether you have been forgotten, whether others are more favored, or whether you made the wrong choice by trusting. These moments are not proof that your faith has failed. They show where healing is still needed. My beloved child, what rises in waiting can be brought into the light. You can name the jealousy instead of pretending it is not there. You can admit that you are tired. You can confess that you want control more than guidance. You can tell me that uncertainty makes you angry. Honesty gives me room to work where appearances cannot. My beloved child, I do not require you to enjoy every delay. I do not ask you to call pain pleasant. Waiting can be difficult. It can stretch the heart. It can expose loneliness. It can make ordinary days feel longer. But discomfort does not mean the season has no purpose. Remember the Israelites gathering manna in the wilderness. They received enough for the day, but they could not store fearfully for every imagined future. They had to learn daily trust. My beloved child, daily provision trained them to depend without pretending they controlled tomorrow. You may also want a complete answer for the next year while I am giving wisdom for today. What is the faithful task before you now? What can be prepared? What can be learned? What can be repaired? What can be released? My beloved child, waiting becomes heavier when you spend every day staring at the same closed door. Turn your attention toward the life that is still in front of you. Care for your body. Strengthen your work. Be present with the people you love. Complete the responsibility already in your hands. Do not postpone living until the answer arrives. My beloved child, the waiting season is still part of your life, not an empty hallway between meaningful rooms. You can grow here. You can love here. You can become wiser here. You can experience peace here. This does not mean you stop expecting movement. It means expectation no longer steals the value of today. My beloved child, there may also be practical movement occurring beyond your knowledge. A person may be reconsidering a decision. An opening may be forming inside an organization. A needed conversation may be happening without you. Conditions may be changing slowly. Information may be reaching the right hands. You do not need to invent details or pretend to know what I am arranging. You only need to remember that your limited view is not the whole view. My beloved child, I am not promising that every desired outcome will arrive in the form you expect. Sometimes the waiting ends through redirection. A door you wanted may remain closed. A plan may change. A relationship may not return. But even then, the season was not meaningless. You may leave with stronger boundaries, clearer values, greater skill, or freedom from something you once believed you needed. My beloved child, preparation is not wasted when the destination changes. The person you become can carry wisdom into another road. So remain faithful without becoming passive. Send the application, make the call, study the skill, follow up respectfully, review the plan, then release the result. Waiting with faith is not sitting motionless. It is doing what belongs to you without trying to control what does not. My beloved child, do not dig up the seed every morning to check whether roots have appeared. Constant checking can disturb your peace and tempt you to abandon a healthy process too soon. Give growth room, give wisdom time, give people space to reveal their character. Give yourself permission to mature slowly. Tonight, look for evidence of progress that is not financial. Are you less controlled by panic? Are you more honest about what you need? Are you making clearer choices? Are you recovering more quickly after disappointment? These changes matter. My beloved child, waiting does not mean nothing is happening. It may mean the deepest work has not yet become visible. And as you stop treating silence as abandonment, your vision will begin to clear. In the next part, I will show you how peace restores the ability to see what fear has hidden from you. My beloved child, I told you that peace restores the ability to see what fear has hidden from you. Now I want you to notice how much your vision changes when your heart is no longer rushing ahead of reality. Let peace restore your vision. My beloved child, fear narrows everything. It takes one unpaid bill and turns it into a picture of permanent failure. It takes one delayed answer and makes you believe every door is closed. It takes one mistake and tells you that your whole future has been ruined. Peace does not deny the problem. Peace places the problem in its proper size. When you are anxious, your mind searches for danger first. You notice what is missing, what may go wrong, and what you cannot control. Even when help is near, fear may convince you that it is too small, too late, or too uncertain to matter. My beloved child, peace helps you look again. You may notice a resource you ignored. You may recognize that a conversation could bring clarity. You may see that one expense can be changed. You may remember a skill that has been unused. You may realize that the situation is difficult but not as final as fear claimed. Think of Elisha's servant when an enemy army surrounded the city. The servant saw danger everywhere and believed they were trapped. Elisha prayed that his eyes would be opened, and then he saw that the help surrounding them was greater than the threat before them. My beloved child, the danger was real, but it was not the whole picture. You also have moments when you see only what is against you. You count the bills, the delays, the closed doors, and the people who cannot help. You forget to count what remains. Your experience remains. Your ability to learn remains. Your relationships may contain more support than you realize. Your mind can still grow clearer. Your next decision can still become wiser. My beloved child, peace restores your ability to count what fear erased. This is why I often invite you to slow your breathing before making a decision. Your body and your thoughts are connected. When your body believes it is under constant threat, every choice begins to feel urgent. Pause. Place your feet on the ground. Breathe slowly. Name what is true. You do not need to solve everything in that moment. You only need enough quiet to separate facts from imagined conclusions. My beloved child, ask yourself, what is happening now? Not what might happen in every possible future. Not what happened years ago. Not what another person experienced. What is true now? Perhaps one payment is late, but you still have time to communicate. Perhaps income has decreased, but you have not yet explored every option. Perhaps a plan failed, but your ability to create another plan remains. Peace brings you back to the present, where action is possible. My beloved child, anxiety often makes you repeat the same thought without producing a new answer. You call this problem solving, but it may only be mental circling. Wisdom asks a different question. What information is missing? Who can help me understand this? What is the smallest useful action? What must I stop doing? What can I postpone without creating harm? My beloved child, clear questions open windows in a room that fear has made feel closed. Peace also helps you hear advice without feeling attacked. When shame is active, correction sounds like rejection. You may resist a budget, a boundary, or a practical suggestion because it reminds you of what went wrong. But advice is not always condemnation. A wise person can help you see what you cannot see from inside the pressure. My beloved child, choose counsel carefully. Do not hand your decisions to anyone who speaks loudly. Look for people who are honest, patient, experienced, and willing to explain. Peace gives you the humility to learn without surrendering your responsibility. It allows you to say, I did not know this, but I can learn now. It allows you to receive information without turning ignorance into shame. My beloved child, peace restores creativity. Fear repeats, there is no way. Peace asks, what other way have I not considered? Fear clings to one plan. Peace can adjust. Fear believes change is always loss. Peace can recognize redirection. You may discover that the answer is not more of what you were already doing. It may require a new routine, a new skill, a smaller beginning, or a different use of your time. My beloved child, do not reject a practical answer because it looks ordinary. Naaman nearly missed healing because the instructions seemed too simple. He expected something dramatic, but he was told to wash in the Jordan. His pride resisted the ordinary path until wise voices helped him reconsider. Sometimes you expect provision to arrive with signs, while wisdom is quietly asking you to take a simple step. Make the appointment, complete the application, cancel what you no longer need, ask for a review. Learn how the process works. My beloved child, simple does not mean insignificant. Peace also protects you from false opportunity. When you are desperate, anything that promises quick relief can look attractive. You may ignore hidden costs, unclear terms, or pressure that demands immediate agreement. But peace gives you permission to examine. You can ask, why must I decide now? You can ask, what happens if this does not work? You can ask, does this require me to hide something? You can walk away when an offer depends on fear. My beloved child, a true opportunity can survive honest questions. Do not mistake pressure for favor. Do not mistake excitement for confirmation. Let peace remain long enough to test what is before you. My beloved child, you may say, how can I have peace when the need is still real? Peace is not created by pretending the need has disappeared. It grows when you remember that the need is not the only reality present. You still have choices. You still have access to wisdom. You can still pray, plan, ask, learn, and act. You are not required to feel calm every moment. You are learning how to return to calm when fear pulls you away. My beloved child, returning matters more than performing. When your thoughts begin racing, return. When comparison makes you feel late, return. When a difficult message shakes, you return. When one mistake awakens old shame, return. Peace becomes stronger through repeated return. Tonight, give your mind a quieter task. Instead of rehearsing every disaster, write down the next 3 useful actions. Keep them small and honest. 1 call, 1 question, 1 change. Then stop carrying what belongs to tomorrow. My beloved child, peace will not make every answer immediate, but it will help you recognize the answer when it appears. It will restore the vision fear has narrowed. And once you can see clearly again, you will begin to notice what has already been placed in your hands. In the next part, I will show you why faithfulness with what you have now prepares you for what may come later. My beloved child, I told you that once peace restores your vision, you begin to notice what has already been placed in your hands. This is where the next lesson begins. Before you ask for more, learn how to honor what is here now. Be faithful with what you have now. My beloved child, you may think faithfulness matters only when resources are abundant. You imagine that discipline will become easier when income rises, when debt is gone, or when life finally feels stable. But character is formed before increase. If you ignore the little more will not automatically teach you wisdom. If you avoid responsibility now, a larger opportunity may only create a larger burden. If you spend to escape emotion today, greater income may still disappear through the same habit tomorrow. My beloved child, I am not saying this to accuse you. I am showing you where lasting change begins. Faithfulness starts with honesty. What do you actually have? What do you truly need? What are you spending, saving, avoiding, or delaying? You cannot steward what you refuse to see clearly. My beloved child, open the drawer, review the account, look at the schedule. Notice where your time, energy, and money are going. Do this without shame. A clear picture is not an enemy. It is a doorway to wisdom. Think of the servants in the parable who were entrusted with different amounts. Each received according to capacity, and each was responsible for what had been placed in their hands. My beloved child, the lesson was not comparison. The servant with less was not asked to imitate the servant with more. The question was faithfulness. What did each person do with what they had? This matters for you. You may look at another person and say, if I had their income, their support, their opportunities, then I would be responsible. But comparison delays obedience. You are not responsible for their portion. You are responsible for your next honest choice. My beloved child, faithfulness can look very ordinary. It may mean paying one obligation on time. It may mean stopping one unnecessary expense. It may mean keeping a promise you made to your family. It may mean arriving when you said you would arrive. It may mean finishing work carefully, even when no one notices. It may mean caring for your health so your body can support the responsibilities you carry. My beloved child, do not call these things small. A stable life is built from repeated choices that often receive no applause. A wall stands because each stone is placed with attention. A harvest grows because someone returns to the field again and again. Faithfulness is rarely dramatic. It is steady. My beloved child, you may feel discouraged because what you have seems too little to matter. Remember the boy with the loaves and fish. He did not have enough to feed the crowd. What he had looked insignificant beside the need, yet he offered what was present. My beloved child, the beginning was not abundance. The beginning was willingness. You may not have enough to solve every problem today, but what can you offer to the process? Can you offer 1 hour to learning? Can you offer one honest conversation? Can you offer one disciplined decision? Can you offer one small amount toward a larger obligation? Can you offer attention to a skill that has been neglected? Do not despise what can begin with little. My beloved child, faithfulness is not the same as perfection. You may create a plan and still make mistakes. You may save for a while, then face an unexpected expense. You may improve one habit and struggle with another. Do not abandon the process because you were not flawless. Return, correct, continue. My beloved child, consistency is built through returning, not through never stumbling. A person who learns to return quickly becomes more stable than a person who waits for perfect motivation. You do not need to feel inspired to act wisely. You need a simple rhythm. Review what you have. Choose what matters most. Do the next task. Rest when needed. Begin again tomorrow. My beloved child, faithfulness also means using your abilities rather than burying them under fear. There may be something you know how to do, but you keep calling it too ordinary. There may be a gift you stopped practicing because it did not produce immediate results. There may be knowledge you gained through hardship that could help someone else. Do not bury what is useful because it does not look impressive. My beloved child, a seed kept in a drawer cannot grow. It must be placed in the soil, tended, and given time. Your ability also needs use. Practice it, improve it, offer it honestly. Let small service teach you what larger responsibility may require. My beloved child, faithfulness with money also includes restraint. Not every desire must become a purchase. Not every sale is provision. Not every upgrade is necessary. You do not have to spend in order to feel that your life is moving forward. Sometimes progress looks like keeping what you already have. Sometimes freedom grows through saying, "Not now." My beloved child, restraint is not punishment. It is choosing a future value over a present impulse. It is creating room. It is protecting peace. It is teaching desire that it does not control you. But do not let restraint become fear. Faithfulness is not hoarding everything because you expect disaster. It is using wisdom without becoming hard. You can prepare responsibly and still remain generous. You can save without worshiping security. You can enjoy something without proving your worth through it. My beloved child, balance grows when your identity is secure. Faithfulness also applies to relationships. If people depend on your decisions, include them where honesty is needed. Do not hide financial pressure until it becomes a crisis. Do not make promises simply to avoid disappointment. Speak clearly. Listen carefully. Let shared responsibility replace silent resentment. My beloved child, trust is built when words and actions begin to agree. If you say peace matters, let your choices protect it. If you say family matters, let your schedule reflect it. If you say you want change, let one daily habit support that desire. Faithfulness gives your prayers a practical shape. My beloved child, I see every quiet act of responsibility. I see the purchase you delayed. I see the work you completed with care. I see the truth you finally spoke. I see the small amount you set aside. I see the temptation you refused. Nothing done with wisdom is wasted. Tonight, do not ask only for more. Ask how to honor what is already here. Choose one resource, one responsibility, one habit. Then treat it with care, with patience, humility, and wisdom. My beloved child, faithfulness today prepares you to carry tomorrow without losing yourself. And as you begin to honor what is already in your hands, your heart will become ready for another essential practice. Before increase can be carried with wisdom, it must be received with gratitude. In the next part, I will show you why gratitude must come before increase. My beloved child, I told you that before increase can be carried with wisdom, it must be received with gratitude. Now I want you to understand that gratitude is not a decoration added after everything improves. It is part of the foundation that keeps your heart steady when more begins to come. Gratitude must come before increase. My beloved child, gratitude does not ask you to deny what is missing. It does not tell you to pretend the pressure is easy or the need is small. It teaches you to see the whole picture without allowing lack to become the only thing you notice. Fear counts what is absent. Gratitude remembers what remains. Fear says nothing is working. Gratitude says, I still have breath, wisdom, time, people, and another opportunity to choose well. My beloved child, gratitude does not make you passive. It makes you more awake. When your mind is consumed by what you do not have, you may overlook what can still be used, repaired, learned, or shared. But gratitude widens your attention. It helps you notice the resource present the person near the skill growing and the lesson being formed through the season. Think of Jesus before the loaves were distributed to the crowd. The amount looked small beside the need. Yet before anything multiplied, he gave thanks. My beloved child, thanksgiving came before the visible increase. He did not thank because the need was imaginary. He thanked because what had been placed in his hands was not worthless. This is what I want you to learn. Do not insult the beginning because it is smaller than the outcome you desire. Do not call today empty simply because tomorrow has not arrived. What you have now may not solve everything, but it can still become part of the answer. My beloved child, gratitude changes the way you hold what you receive. Without gratitude, increase can create pride. You may begin believing that your ability alone produced everything. You may forget the people who supported you, the lessons that corrected you, the protection you did not see, and the opportunities you could not create alone. But gratitude keeps your heart soft. It allows you to celebrate without becoming arrogant. It helps you receive without becoming entitled. It reminds you that a gift is also a responsibility. My beloved child, gratitude also protects you from endless dissatisfaction. If you cannot recognize enough in a small season, more may only move the line of what you call enough. You may receive what you once prayed for, then immediately compare it with someone else. You may reach one goal, then feel ashamed that you have not reached the next. You may increase your income while peace continues to move farther away. This is why I am teaching you to notice, my beloved child, enough is not always a number. Enough can be the ability to rest tonight. Enough can be food for today. Enough can be a safe conversation. Enough can be wisdom that prevents a mistake. Enough can be strength for the next step. Gratitude teaches your heart to receive these things without calling them insignificant. My beloved child, this does not mean you stop planning, growing, or asking for change. You can desire improvement and still be grateful. You can work towards stability and still honor the present. You can pray for more provision without despising what is already here. Gratitude and ambition do not have to become enemies when ambition is guided by purpose instead of insecurity. My beloved child, ask yourself, what is driving the desire for increase? Do you want more so that your family can live with greater peace? Do you want more so that you can serve responsibly? Do you want more because you are trying to prove that you matter? Do you want more because comparison has made your present life feel small? Gratitude brings these motives into the light. It does not shame you. It helps you become honest. My beloved child, remember the 10 people who were healed of leprosy. All received mercy, but only one returned to give thanks. The healing touched everybody. Gratitude revealed the condition of one heart. My beloved child, do not receive and rush away. Pause long enough to recognize what has happened. Name the answer. Honor the progress. Thank the person who helped. Remember the lesson that prepared you. Let gratitude turn an event into wisdom. When you move too quickly from receiving to wanting, you lose the meaning of what was given. My beloved child, gratitude also changes the atmosphere of your home. When fear rules, every conversation about money can become tense. People feel blamed. Small decisions carry heavy emotion. The home becomes a place where everyone is afraid of making a mistake. But gratitude softens the tone. It helps a family notice effort, not only shortage. It creates space to say, we are facing something difficult, but we are not without resources. It allows people to work together without treating one another as the enemy. My beloved child, practice gratitude honestly. Do not force cheerful words while your heart is grieving. Begin with what is true. Say, this is difficult, but I am thankful that I can face it. Say, I do not have the full answer, but I am thankful for one clear step. Say, I am tired, but I am thankful that I do not have to pretend. Gratitude becomes strong when it is rooted in truth. My beloved child, gratitude can also be expressed through care. You show thanks for what you have by maintaining it. You show thanks for your body by resting and nourishing it. You show thanks for work by doing it with integrity. You show thanks for money by using it with attention. You show thanks for relationships by being present. My beloved child, gratitude is not only spoken, it becomes visible in stewardship. This is why gratitude must come before increase. If you learn to value what is present, you are less likely to waste what comes later. You will ask better questions. You will move more slowly. You will remember purpose. You will be less controlled by impulse. My beloved child, gratitude creates space without creating greed. It opens the heart, but it also steadies the hands. It helps you enjoy without clinging. It helps you share without performing. It helps you receive correction without feeling robbed. It keeps increase from becoming another master. Tonight, do not make a long list if that feels difficult. Choose 3 things. 1 provision, 1 person, 1 lesson. Name them slowly. Let each one remind you that your story contains more than pressure. My beloved child, gratitude will not erase every need by morning, but it will restore perspective. It will keep lack from becoming your only language. It will help you recognize that even in a rebuilding season, something is already being formed. And once gratitude has prepared your heart, the next question becomes important. How will you care for what is placed in your hands? In the next part, I will show you how wisdom teaches you to steward without fear, pride, or waste. My beloved child, I told you that gratitude prepares the heart to receive, but gratitude alone is not enough to preserve what has been entrusted to you. Once something enters your hands, wisdom must teach you how to care for it. Wisdom teaches you how to steward. My beloved child, stewardship is not control born from fear. It is care guided wisely. It asks you to look beyond the emotion of the moment and consider tomorrow. You may receive income and feel relief. You may receive an opportunity and feel hopeful. You may finally have room to breathe. But relief and excitement can move quickly. Wisdom slows you down to ask what this resource should do. My beloved child, not everything that enters your hands is meant to be spent immediately. Some must meet a present need. Some must be protected for a future responsibility. Some may help you learn, repair, build, or give. Wisdom helps you distinguish between these purposes. Think of Joseph in Egypt. During the years of abundance, he did not treat every harvest as though it would continue forever. He recognized another season was coming, so he stored grain while the fields were full. My beloved child, preparation did not mean Joseph lacked faith. It meant he understood the season. He understood that abundance can become protection when it is managed with foresight. You may be tempted to believe that saving reveals fear or using everything now proves trust. But wisdom does not force one rule onto every situation. Sometimes wisdom says give. Sometimes it says save. Sometimes it says repair what you already own. Sometimes it says wait before buying. Sometimes it says invest in learning because knowledge will serve you longer than another possession. My beloved child, stewardship listens before acting. It does not let pressure, pride, or comparison make every decision. You have sometimes purchased something to feel successful. You have sometimes said yes to avoid disappointing someone. You may have delayed a necessary expense because it felt uncomfortable. Wisdom invites you to examine the motive beneath the movement. Ask, is this a need, a desire, or an attempt to soothe an emotion? Ask, will this decision create peace tomorrow or only relief today? Ask, does this choice align with the responsibilities already in my hands? My beloved child, these questions protect joy from regret. You may enjoy what is good. You are allowed to celebrate progress. But celebration does not need to become carelessness. A peaceful life keeps pleasure in its proper place. My beloved child, wisdom teaches proportion. It helps you know when enough is enough. It helps you enjoy without proving. It helps you give without becoming depleted. It helps you prepare without becoming obsessed. Stewardship also requires order. When everything feels equally urgent, the mind becomes confused. So, place responsibilities in sequence. What protects life and health? What keeps a promise? What prevents a larger problem? What can wait? What is important but not urgent? My beloved child, order reduces the power of panic. A clear list can quiet a crowded mind. A simple plan can turn a vague fear into a series of manageable actions. Do not despise ordinary tools. A written budget can reveal truth. A calendar can protect time. An automatic payment can prevent forgetfulness. A weekly review can help you notice a problem before it becomes a crisis. My beloved child, wisdom often works through simple structure. You do not need a perfect system. You need a system you can understand and continue. Do not copy another person's plan without considering your own responsibilities, income, needs, and season. What works for one household may not fit yours. Wisdom pays attention to context. My beloved child, seek counsel where your understanding is limited. There is no shame in asking someone experienced for help. You may need help understanding a contract. You may need guidance with debt insurance, taxes, saving, or work. You may need a trusted person to help you see a pattern you have normalized. Choose people who are honest and qualified. Do not follow advice merely because it sounds confident or popular. My beloved child, wisdom tests the fruit. Does the advice create clarity or confusion? Does it depend on secrecy? Does it promise quick reward without explaining risk? Does it pressure you to decide before you understand? A wise path can be challenging, but it does not need deception to keep you moving. My beloved child, stewardship includes protecting yourself from what looks attractive but carries hidden cost. A low payment may hide a long obligation. A quick opportunity may demand more time than your family can bear. A financial gain may not be worth the damage to your health, integrity, or peace. Not every increase is true prosperity. My beloved child, wisdom considers the whole life. It asks not only, what will I gain? It asks, what will this require? What will it change? Who will be affected? What will I need to maintain? These questions help you receive opportunity without becoming owned by it. Stewardship also means correcting course when needed. A plan may no longer work. You may realize an expense has grown quietly. You may admit that a habit is harming your future. Adjustment is not failure. A sailor changes the position of the sails when the wind changes. The destination remains, but the method must respond to reality. You can revise the budget, you can renegotiate, you can reduce, you can pause, you can begin again with clearer information. My beloved child, wisdom is humble enough to change. Pride stays with a harmful choice because it fears looking wrong. Wisdom says, I know more now, so I will choose differently. This humility protects what you are building. My beloved child, stewardship also includes generosity, but generosity must be guided by truth. Do not give from guilt. Do not give to purchase approval. Do not give what your household needs in order to appear spiritual. Give freely, honestly, and within your capacity. Sometimes generosity is money. Sometimes it is time, knowledge, encouragement, food, or practical help. Wisdom allows generosity to create life instead of exhaustion. My beloved child, remember that what you manage is not limited to money. You steward your time, you steward your attention, you steward your body, you steward relationships, opportunities, knowledge, and influence. If money improves while every other part of life collapses, the increase has not been carried wisely. Let your choices support a whole and peaceful life. Tonight, choose one area that needs more order. Do not redesign everything. Review one account. Clarify one priority. Cancel one unnecessary drain. Ask one question. Create one simple boundary. Small acts of order repeated faithfully will protect your peace more than one dramatic decision could. My beloved child, wisdom grows through practiced attention. It teaches your hands to carry what gratitude has received. And as you learn to steward with clarity, restraint, generosity, and peace, money will begin to return to its proper place. In the next part, I will show you why money must remain a tool and never become the master of your heart. My beloved child, I told you that wisdom teaches your hands how to carry what gratitude has received. Now I want to bring money back to its proper place because anything useful can become harmful when it begins to rule the heart. Money must remain a tool. A healthy tool remains useful because it stays beneath your values, your relationships, and your conscience, never demanding that every part of life bow before it in fear. My beloved child, money can pay for food, shelter, medicine, education, transportation, and rest. Money has a purpose, but money was never meant to tell you who you are. It was never meant to decide whether you deserve peace. It was never meant to become the voice that says you are safe only when the number is high enough. My beloved child, when money becomes a master, it always asks for more. It tells you that one more increase will finally make you secure. One more achievement will silence comparison. Yet the finish line keeps moving. What once felt like enough becomes ordinary, and your heart begins running again. This is not freedom. My beloved child, a tool serves the person holding it. A master demands obedience. When money is a tool, you can use it with wisdom. When money is a master, fear uses you. You begin making decisions only to protect what you have or to prove what you are worth. You may accept work that destroys your health. You may neglect people you love. You may hide the truth because your image matters more than honesty. My beloved child, I do not want wealth to cost you your soul. Remember the rich young ruler who came to Jesus asking about eternal life. He had kept many commandments, yet when asked to release what controlled him, sorrow filled his heart. The problem was not that possessions existed. The problem was that possessions had become too powerful to release. My beloved child, what you cannot hold with an open hand may already be holding you. It means you must notice where your trust rests. If a financial change immediately destroys your sense of identity, money may be carrying a weight it was never designed to bear. If success makes you look down on others, money may be shaping your heart. If fear of loss keeps you from generosity, rest, or honesty, money may have become more than a tool. My beloved child, freedom begins when you can say, "This resource matters, but it is not my God. I will manage it. I will not worship it. I will use it. I will not let it use me." My beloved child, money also becomes a master when you use it to escape emotion. You feel lonely, so you buy. You feel ashamed, so you spend to look successful. You feel exhausted, so you chase comfort without considering the cost. You feel afraid, so you hold everything tightly and refuse every reasonable need. My beloved child, spending and hoarding can both be driven by the same fear. One says, "I need this now to feel better." The other says, "I cannot release anything because tomorrow may destroy me." Wisdom asks what the heart is trying to avoid. Before a decision, pause and ask, "What feeling am I trying to change with this money?" My beloved child, money is most useful when it serves clear values. If family matters, let money support healthy time together rather than constant conflict. If health matters, let your choices protect your body. If peace matters, avoid commitments that require permanent anxiety. If generosity matters, create room to give without neglecting necessary responsibilities. My beloved child, values give direction to resources. Without direction, money follows impulse, pressure, or comparison. A river without banks spreads into confusion. With healthy boundaries, it can bring life to fields and homes. Your values are those banks. They help resources move toward what matters most. My beloved child, this is why a budget is not merely a list of restrictions. It can be a statement of purpose. It says, "This is what we are protecting. This is what we are building. This is what can wait. This is where enough has been reached." My beloved child, you also need to remember that having less does not make you less spiritual, and having more does not prove greater favor. People can be faithful in scarcity. People can be careless in abundance. People can be generous with little. People can be controlled by much. The condition of the heart cannot be measured by the size of the account. My beloved child, do not judge another person's worth by visible possessions. Do not judge your own worth that way either. A costly appearance can hide deep instability. A simple life can carry great peace. Does the way you use money create honesty, stability, care, and freedom? Or does it create secrecy, comparison, exhaustion, and fear? My beloved child, money can reveal what the heart believes, but it does not have the authority to heal the heart. Only truth can do that. Only love can teach you that you are enough before the next achievement. Only trust can help you rest when the future remains uncertain. Only wisdom can teach you when to hold, when to release, and when to walk away. My beloved child, do not ask money to perform the work of grace. It cannot forgive your past. It cannot guarantee love. It cannot promise that people will stay. It cannot remove every risk. It cannot make a restless soul peaceful, but it cannot become the foundation of your life. My beloved child, build on something deeper. Build on truth. Build on character. Build on relationships that are honest. Build on work that does not require you to betray yourself. Build on habits that remain steady when circumstances change. This is the house that can stand when numbers rise or fall. My beloved child, practice using money instead of reacting to it. When income arrives, pause before assigning every part. When an expense appears, examine it before panicking. When someone else displays more, refuse the impulse to prove yourself. When fear says, "Keep everything," remember that preparation and generosity can coexist. When desire says, "Buy it now," remember that waiting is also a form of power. My beloved child, you do not need to become cold toward money. You need to become clear. Respect it, learn about it, plan with it, use it carefully, but keep your heart free. Tonight, notice one place where money has been speaking too loudly. Perhaps it has been defining success. Perhaps it has been creating shame. Perhaps it has been controlling your relationships. Name it honestly, then return money to its proper role. My beloved child, money must remain a tool, because once it becomes a master, fear grows in every direction. And as you return money to its proper place, you will be ready to confront the deeper belief that there will never be enough. In the next part, I will show you how to break the scarcity mindset that has kept your heart living in a room too small for hope. My beloved child, I told you that when money returns to its proper place, you become ready to confront the deeper belief that there will never be enough. Break the scarcity mindset. My beloved child, scarcity is not only having less than you need. It is the fear that no matter what comes, it will never be enough. It is the belief that one mistake will ruin everything, one closed door will end every possibility, and one difficult season will become your permanent future. Scarcity turns temporary pressure into a permanent identity. It teaches you to live defensively. You hold too tightly. You compare constantly. You rush because you fear being left behind. You say yes because you are afraid another opportunity will never come. You say no to healthy possibilities because you fear losing what little you have. My beloved child, scarcity does not simply affect your wallet. It affects the way you see people, time, opportunity, rest, generosity, and even yourself. When scarcity rules, another person's progress feels like your loss. Someone else's success makes you question whether there is still room for you. A delay feels like rejection. A small beginning feels humiliating. My beloved child, this mindset narrows the heart, but I am inviting you to step into a wider way of seeing. Remember the Israelites in the wilderness. They had been delivered from Egypt, yet the fear of lack remained within them. Even when manna appeared each morning, some tried to keep more than they had been told because they feared tomorrow would not provide. My beloved child, the problem was not only the wilderness around them. The wilderness had entered their thinking. They had learned to expect loss, so trust felt dangerous. You may have experienced seasons that taught you to expect the worst. Perhaps money disappeared quickly. Perhaps someone promised help and failed you. Perhaps you learned that safety could vanish without warning. My beloved child, I do not shame you for the way you learned to survive, but survival patterns can remain long after the immediate danger has passed. The habit of holding everything may prevent healthy investment. The fear of asking may keep you isolated. The belief that opportunities are rare may make you accept what is harmful. The need to appear secure may cause you to spend what should be protected. My beloved child, healing begins when you recognize the voice of scarcity. It says, there will never be enough. It says, if I rest, I will fall behind. It says, if someone else receives, less remains for me. It says, I must control every detail because no one will help me. It says, my past proves what my future will be. My beloved child, these thoughts may feel familiar, but familiarity does not make them true. Do not argue with yourself for hours. Name the belief. Then examine the evidence. Is every door truly closed? Has every difficult season lasted forever? Have you never received help, wisdom, protection, or another chance? My beloved child, truth is often quieter and more precise. Truth says, this season is difficult, but it is not the whole story. Truth says, I do not have everything I want, but I still have choices. Truth says, I made mistakes, but I can learn. Truth says, another person's progress does not remove my path. Truth says, I can prepare for tomorrow without living in terror of it. My beloved child, scarcity also makes you overlook enough. Enough does not mean every dream has been fulfilled. It means recognizing what is sufficient for the present step. Enough strength for today. Enough clarity for one decision. Enough support for one conversation. Enough time to begin. Enough humility to ask. When you recognize enough, you stop demanding that today carry the weight of the whole future. My beloved child, this does not mean you become careless or stop seeking improvement. You can plan without panic. You can save without hoarding. You can grow without comparing. You can desire more stability without despising your present life. Abundance begins as the ability to see possibility without being ruled by fear. Think of Ruth entering the fields to gather what remained after the harvesters. She did not begin with wealth certainty or a complete plan. She began with willingness, humility, and faithful action. My beloved child, what looked like a small provision became part of a larger story. Do not reject a humble beginning because scarcity tells you it is beneath you. A small opportunity can teach. A temporary role can connect you. A simple skill can grow. One disciplined habit can change the direction of a household. Scarcity wants instant proof. Wisdom respects gradual growth. My beloved child, break the habit of measuring your life only by what is missing. Count what has improved. Count what you have learned. Count the mistakes you no longer repeat. Count the relationships that have become healthier. Count the moments when fear did not control your decision. These are signs that your inner life is expanding. My beloved child, be careful with comparison. You often compare your private struggle with another person's public result. You see their homework, income, or comfort, but you do not see their full history. Comparison takes partial information and creates a harsh conclusion. Return to your own path. What has been placed before you? What needs your attention now? What can you build slowly and honestly? My beloved child, scarcity also fears generosity. It believes giving anything means losing safety. But generosity does not require recklessness. You can give within wisdom. You can share time, encouragement, knowledge, food, or practical help. Generosity reminds the heart that it is not imprisoned by fear. It says, I can release something without disappearing, yet never give to prove your faith or purchase approval. Freedom is the goal, not exhaustion. My beloved child, freedom grows when you stop treating every unknown as danger. Uncertainty can still contain guidance, learning, correction, and new beginnings that fear has not yet allowed you to imagine with hope. My beloved child, tonight, notice one scarcity thought that has been repeating. Write it clearly. Then replace it with a truthful statement. You can live. Not a fantasy, not a promise of instant wealth. A grounded truth. I can learn. I can ask. I can adjust. I can begin again. I am not defined by this season. My beloved child, repeat truth through action. If you believe another path may exist, research one possibility. If you believe your past does not define you, make one different choice. If you believe enough exists for today's step, take that step without demanding the whole map. The scarcity mindset breaks gradually as truth becomes practice. My beloved child, you are not being invited into careless optimism. You are being invited out of the cramped room where fear has decided every future outcome. Open the window. Let wisdom enter. Let gratitude enter. Let possibility enter. And as scarcity loses its authority, you will begin to recognize the specific lies that kept you small. In the next part, I will show you how to reject those lies before they become your inner voice again. My beloved child, I told you that as the scarcity mindset loses its authority, you begin to hear the lies that have kept you small. Now I want you to recognize them clearly, because a lie repeated long enough can begin to sound like your own voice. Reject the lies that keep you small. My beloved child, some lies are loud, others are quiet. They settle into your thinking slowly. They say, you are too late. They say, you are not capable. They say, other people are chosen, but you are overlooked. They say, your past has already decided how your future will end. My beloved child, these words do not always arrive as dramatic thoughts. Sometimes they appear as hesitation. Sometimes they appear as an excuse. Sometimes they appear as a habit of shrinking before you try. You stop applying. You stop asking. You stop learning. You stop believing that change is possible. Then the lie becomes a boundary around your life. My beloved child, a boundary built from fear can feel permanent even when it is not real. Think of Gideon again. He described himself as the least in a weak family. He looked at his history, his position, and his lack of confidence, then concluded that he was not enough. But I did not speak to the fear. I spoke to the purpose. My beloved child, your present confidence is not the final measure of your future capacity. You may feel unprepared. You may feel behind. You may feel ordinary. But feeling small does not mean you were created without purpose. The lie says, I must feel strong before I begin. Truth says, strength often grows after the first faithful step. The lie says, I need every answer before I move. Truth says, wisdom can guide one step at a time. The lie says, if I fail once, I will fail again. Truth says, failure can become instruction when humility is present. My beloved child, separate what happened from what you concluded about yourself. Perhaps a business failed. That is what happened. But the lie concluded, I am incapable of building anything. Perhaps someone rejected your idea. That is what happened. But the lie concluded, my voice has no value. Perhaps you made a poor financial decision. That is what happened. But the lie concluded, I can never be trusted again. My beloved child, facts need honest attention. False conclusions need rejection. Do not deny what happened. Learn from it. But do not let one chapter rewrite your whole identity. My beloved child, another lie says that it is too late. You look at your age, the years you lost, or the opportunities you missed. You imagine that growth belongs only to people who started earlier. But many lives in Scripture changed after long seasons of waiting. Moses was not young when his assignment became clear. Abraham waited through years of uncertainty before promise took visible form. Elizabeth carried hope after disappointment. My beloved child, delay does not erase purpose. Do not compare your season with another person's timeline. The lie says, my best years are behind me. Truth says, this day still contains choices. The lie says, I have missed everything. Truth says, I can still respond to what is before me now. My beloved child, some lies use shame. They remind you of what you did wrong and say you have no right to hope for anything different. Shame says, hide. Truth says, bring it into the light. Shame says, punish yourself forever. Truth says, take responsibility, receive correction, and change direction. Shame says, you are your worst mistake. Truth says, your mistake is part of your story, but it is not your name. My beloved child, Peter denied Jesus in a moment of fear. Yet that failure did not become the end of his calling. He wept. He faced the truth. He was restored. Then he became capable of strengthening others from a place of humility. My beloved child, restoration does not erase memory. It transforms how memory is carried. You no longer use the past to attack yourself. You use it to become wiser, more compassionate, and more careful with others. Another lie tells you that asking for help proves weakness. It says capable people solve everything alone, so you remain silent. You delay support. You protect an image while pressure grows. My beloved child, wisdom knows when to seek help. A person can be responsible and still need guidance. A person can be strong and still need rest. A person can be faithful and still need correction. Isolation often protects the lie. Honest connection exposes it. Choose one trustworthy person and speak clearly. But stop carrying what healthy support could help you understand. My beloved child, some lies sound spiritual. They say, if you had more faith, you would never feel afraid. They say if your prayers were strong enough, you would already have the answer. They say if your life were truly blessed, you would never struggle financially. Reject these words. Faith does not mean you never feel fear. Faith means fear does not receive final authority. Prayer is not a transaction that purchases instant results. Hardship is not proof that you have been abandoned. My beloved child, I am present in the struggle not only after it ends. I can teach you through slow progress. I can guide you through correction. I can remain close while the answer is incomplete. Another lie says that you must become someone else to be worthy of opportunity. You believe you must sound like them, move like them, or possess what they possess. But imitation without truth creates exhaustion. My beloved child, learn from others without disappearing inside comparison. Your experience matters and your skills can grow. You do not need to copy another person's identity to become useful. My beloved child, reject lies through practice, not words alone. If the lie says you cannot learn, study one lesson. If it says you are too late, take one step today. If it says your voice does not matter, speak honestly in one necessary conversation. If it says you always fail, complete one small responsibility. Action gives truth a place to live. Tonight, identify the lie that repeats most often. Write it down. Then write what is actually true. Keep the truth simple. I am still learning. I can begin again. My past can teach me without controlling me. I am allowed to ask for help. I can move wisely even while afraid. My beloved child, repeat that truth when the old voice returns. Do not expect one sentence to erase years of fear. Truth becomes strong through repetition and action. Each time you refuse the lie, the old boundary weakens. Each faithful choice creates more room. Reject the lie that you are too small for growth. Reject the lie that your future is already closed. Reject the lie that one failure removed your worth. My beloved child, as those lies lose their power, you will become more able to receive what comes without using it to prove yourself. And in the next part, I will show you how to receive blessing without losing humility. My beloved child, I told you that when the lies lose their power, you become more able to receive without using what comes to prove yourself. Now I want to teach you how to welcome growth, support, and opportunity while keeping your heart soft. Receive without losing humility. My beloved child, humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is seeing yourself clearly. It is knowing that you have value without needing to stand above someone else. Humility can receive a gift without pretending it was earned by strength alone. My beloved child, you have sometimes believed that staying small was the same as staying humble. You have hidden abilities, rejected encouragement, or minimized what you did well because you feared becoming proud. But false humility is another form of fear. It says I must deny what is good in me so others will feel comfortable. Truth says I can recognize what has grown without making it my identity. My beloved child, remember Joseph when he stood before Pharaoh. He had wisdom, experience, and the ability to interpret what others could not understand. Yet he did not present himself as the source of the answer. He acknowledged where the wisdom came from. Then he used his ability fully. My beloved child, humility did not make Joseph passive or uncertain. It allowed him to stand with confidence without worshiping himself. This is the balance I want for you. Do not shrink from responsibility when you are prepared to carry it. Do not hide your gift because someone may misunderstand. But do not let success convince you that you no longer need guidance. My beloved child, what you receive can test your heart just as surely as what you lack. Scarcity tests whether you can trust. Increase tests whether you can remain grounded. When resources grow, new temptations may appear. My beloved child, success can make correction feel unnecessary if humility is not protected. Stay teachable. Ask questions. Listen to people who are honest enough to challenge you. Do not surround yourself only with voices that praise every choice. A wise friend does not reduce your dignity by telling you the truth. They help protect what you are building. My beloved child, receiving with humility also means remembering the hidden season. Memory keeps gratitude alive. Let gratitude keep every achievement in proper perspective. It reminds you that the person struggling today is not beneath you. My beloved child, never use your progress as a weapon against someone who is still learning. Do not say I succeeded so anyone can succeed exactly as I did. You do not know their full story. You do not know the support they lack, the burdens they carry, or the doors that have not opened for them. Humility makes success compassionate. It allows you to share wisdom without turning your experience into a law for everyone else. My beloved child, receive praise without becoming dependent on it. When someone honors your work, say thank you, but do not build your identity from applause. Praise can disappear as quickly as it arrives. People may celebrate you in one season and misunderstand you in another. If approval becomes your foundation, you will begin changing yourself to keep it. My beloved child, let praise encourage you, not control you. Let criticism teach you where it is honest, but do not let criticism erase what is true. Humility can listen without collapsing. It can admit, I was wrong. It can also say, this accusation is not accurate. A humble heart is not a heart without boundaries. My beloved child, receiving help can also require humility. You may prefer to give because giving makes you feel strong. Receiving exposes need. It asks you to admit that another person has something you do not currently have. But healthy receiving creates connection. It allows another person to practice generosity. It reminds you that life is not built through independence alone. My beloved child, receive help without entitlement. Say thank you. Use the help wisely. Do not manipulate someone into continuing beyond their capacity. Do not treat a temporary gift as a permanent obligation. Honor the person and the boundary around what they offered. This is humility in practice. My beloved child, when a new opportunity comes, enter it as a steward, not an owner of everything around you. Ask what the opportunity requires. Ask whom it affects. Ask what must be learned before you expand. Ask whether your family health and values can remain protected. My beloved child, increase does not remove limits. A larger role still needs rest. More income still needs order. Greater influence still needs honesty. More choices still need discernment. Do not allow a new level to convince you that ordinary disciplines no longer matter. The roots must remain healthy as the branches grow. My beloved child, think of Solomon. When he was given the opportunity to ask for what he desired, he did not begin by asking for greater riches or longer life. He asked for wisdom to lead well. His request revealed that he understood the weight of what had been placed before him. My beloved child, ask for the capacity to carry what you are asking to receive. Ask for patience with people. Ask for clarity in decisions. Ask for restraint when excitement rises. Ask for courage to correct course. A gift becomes safer when character grows beside it. My beloved child, humility also protects you from confusing blessing with superiority. Having more does not make you more loved. Having influence does not make you more human. Being successful does not give you permission to become careless with people. Every person you meet carries dignity, including those who cannot offer you anything. My beloved child, watch how you treat people when you no longer need their approval. Watch how you speak to those who serve, assist, or work beneath your authority. Power reveals what the heart has been practicing. Use influence to create safety, clarity, and fairness. Do not use it to make others feel small. My beloved child, receiving with humility means keeping open hands. Open hands can welcome, open hands can share, open hands can release when a season ends. A closed fist may hold something tightly, but it cannot receive guidance. Do not become so attached to one opportunity that you betray your values to keep it. Do not become so proud of one achievement that you cannot begin again at a smaller level if wisdom requires it. My beloved child, tonight, think about what you are hoping to receive. Then ask a deeper question. Who do I want to become while carrying this? Let the answer include gratitude, honesty, generosity, restraint, and peace. My beloved child, receive what is good without apology. Use it fully. Enjoy it with gratitude. But remain teachable, compassionate, and free. What comes into your hands is not meant to place you above others. It is meant to help you live with greater responsibility and create more life around you. And when blessing is received with humility, it does not need to stop with you. In the next part, I will show you why blessing must flow through you. My beloved child, I told you that when blessing is received with humility, it does not need to stop with you. What enters your hands can become care, encouragement, stability, and hope for the people around you. Blessing must flow through you. My beloved child, this does not mean you must give away everything you receive. A healthy river has direction. It nourishes the land without destroying its banks. In the same way, blessing should move through your life with wisdom, order, and love. My beloved child, some of what you receive is meant to strengthen your own foundation. You may need to pay what is owed. You may need to care for your body. You may need to create stability in your home. You may need to rest, learn, repair, or prepare. Caring for what has been entrusted to you is part of the blessing. But when your foundation becomes steadier, look beyond yourself. Ask who may need encouragement. Ask what knowledge you can share. Ask where a practical act of kindness could reduce another person's burden. My beloved child, generosity is larger than money. You can give attention, you can give time, you can give honest guidance, you can share food skills, introductions, transportation, patience, or a listening ear. Sometimes the most valuable thing you offer is the feeling that another person is not invisible. My beloved child, remember the Good Samaritan. He did not only feel compassion while passing the wounded man, he stopped. He used what he had. He gave time. He provided practical care. He placed the man in a safer environment and made sure support would continue. My beloved child, compassion became action. The Samaritan did not solve every problem in the world. He responded faithfully to the need placed before him. This is how blessing often flows, not through grand gestures that attract attention, but through a clear response to what is near. You may not be able to rescue everyone. You are being invited to notice. My beloved child, a person who has known financial fear can become gentle with someone who is struggling. A person who has rebuilt after failure can offer wisdom without judgment. A person who has received help can become someone who knows how to help with dignity. Your difficult seasons can teach you how to give in ways that do not humiliate others. What has healed you can become a shelter for someone who is still learning how to stand without fear or shame. My beloved child, remember how you felt when you needed support. You did not only need resources, you needed respect. You needed someone to speak without making you feel small. You needed help that did not become control. Let this memory shape your generosity. Do not use giving to create power over another person. Do not remind them repeatedly of what you did. Do not demand access to their choices because you offered assistance. My beloved child, a true gift does not become a chain. Give clearly. Set healthy limits. Release the need to control the result. The person receiving still carries responsibility for their decisions. You can support without becoming their savior. My beloved child, blessing also flows through the atmosphere you create. When you speak calmly during pressure, you give safety. When you tell the truth without cruelty, you give clarity. When you refuse gossip, manipulation, or unnecessary conflict, you protect peace. When you treat workers, strangers, and family members with dignity, you release something valuable into the room. My beloved child, your presence can either increase fear or reduce it. Let the peace forming within you become peace around you. This matters especially in your home. If your financial life improves but your words remain harsh, something important has been missed. If resources increase but trust decreases, the blessing has not been carried well. Let provision create room for gentler conversations, wiser planning, and shared rest. My beloved child, blessing should make love more practical. It can help a child feel secure. It can give an older relative proper care. It can make room for a family meal. It can reduce the tension created by secrecy. It can allow someone to learn, heal, or begin again. My beloved child, I did not place gifts in your life only for display. A lamp is not lit to admire its own brightness. It is placed where others can see. Your wisdom, experience, compassion, and resources become more meaningful when they help create light, but do not confuse visibility with impact. A private gift, a quiet recommendation, a bill paid without public recognition, a word offered at the right moment, a decision to forgive a debt that has become more harmful than useful. My beloved child, I see what is done in love even when no one praises it. Yet you must also remain discerning. Not every request is yours to answer. Not every crisis requires your involvement. Some people may use guilt to gain access to your time, energy, or money. Compassion without boundaries can become exhaustion. My beloved child, wisdom asks, am I truly able to help? Will this help create responsibility or deepen dependence? Am I giving freely, or am I afraid to disappoint? Does this belong to me, or am I taking over what another person must face? These questions do not make you selfish. They keep generosity healthy. My beloved child, even Jesus did not respond to every demand in the same way. He sometimes withdrew to pray. He sometimes moved away from crowds. He sometimes asked a person what they wanted before acting. Love pays attention. Love does not operate through automatic guilt. You are allowed to pause before saying yes. You are allowed to consider your household. You are allowed to say, I cannot do this, but I can offer something else. My beloved child, blessing can flow through structure. You may choose a regular amount for generosity. You may set aside time to mentor, serve, or support. You may share knowledge in a way that helps others become stronger. You may create work that treats people fairly. You may build something that solves a real problem. Generosity can become part of your rhythm instead of an emotional reaction. My beloved child, this is how blessing becomes sustainable. It does not flare brightly and leave you depleted. It continues because it is rooted in wisdom. It grows because it respects limits. It reaches farther because it is not trying to prove anything. Tonight, ask one simple question. What has been placed in my life that could bring life to someone else? Do not compare your answer with another person's capacity. Begin with what is honest. Perhaps you can encourage one person. Perhaps you can share one useful lesson. Perhaps you can offer one practical kindness. Perhaps you can create more peace inside your own home. My beloved child, blessing must flow through you, but it must flow with wisdom, freedom, and love. And because giving can easily become mixed with guilt, pride, or pressure, the next lesson is essential. In the next part, I will show you how to give with wisdom and not from pressure. My beloved child, I told you that blessing must flow through your life, but it must move with wisdom, freedom, and love. Now I want to protect your heart from giving that looks generous outside while creating pressure within. Give with wisdom, not pressure. My beloved child, true generosity does not begin with fear. It does not say, if I do not give, I will be punished. It does not say, if I give enough, I can force a blessing to return. It does not say, I must rescue everyone so they will approve of me. Those thoughts turn giving into a transaction. I am not inviting you into a transaction. I am inviting you into love. My beloved child, love can be generous without becoming reckless. Love can notice another person's need without forgetting your responsibilities. Love can give freely and still maintain a boundary. You have sometimes said yes while your heart said, "I cannot carry this." You feared disappointing someone. You feared appearing selfish. You feared that refusing one request would make you less faithful. But a yes spoken from fear is not always love. Sometimes the wisest and most honest answer is no. My beloved child, no can protect what has already been entrusted to you. It can protect your household. It can protect your health. It can protect your peace. It can prevent resentment from growing beneath an act that looked kind. A resentful gift wounds both people. Wisdom teaches you to give what you can release without secretly demanding repayment, praise, control, or loyalty. My beloved child, remember the believers in Macedonia. They gave with sincerity, but their generosity was not praised because it was loud or designed to impress. It came willingly. Willingness matters. A gift loses part of its beauty when it is produced by manipulation. Be careful when someone uses fear, shame, urgency, or spiritual language to pressure you. My beloved child, you do not need to purchase my attention. You do not need to buy an answer to prayer. You do not need to prove your faith by giving beyond your capacity. I do not measure love by the amount that leaves your hand. I look at truth, motive, responsibility, and freedom. The widow who offered little was seen because her heart was sincere. Yet her story was never meant to become a weapon used against people who are already struggling. My beloved child, do not let anyone use sacred words to silence practical wisdom. If your family needs food, care for them. If you have an obligation, honor it. If your body requires treatment, do not neglect it to create an image of sacrifice. Generosity should create life, not deepen avoidable harm. My beloved child, this does not mean you should wait until you feel completely secure before ever giving. Fear can always invent another reason to hold back. Wisdom does not ask for perfect comfort. It asks for honest capacity. What can you offer without becoming unstable? What can you share without neglecting a responsibility? What form of help fits this moment? Sometimes the answer is money. Sometimes it is time. Sometimes it is knowledge. Sometimes it is a meal ride, conversation, recommendation, or practical connection. My beloved child, do not underestimate non-financial generosity. A useful introduction can open a door. A clear explanation can save someone from a mistake. Patient help can restore hope. A respectful conversation can give dignity to someone who feels invisible. Generosity is not limited to what can be counted. My beloved child, wisdom also considers whether your help is truly helping. You may give repeatedly toward a problem another person refuses to face. You may cover consequences that would otherwise teach responsibility. You may become so involved that the other person stops carrying their own part. This is not always compassion. Sometimes it is fear of watching someone struggle. Sometimes it is the need to feel necessary. My beloved child, support should strengthen, not quietly replace another person's responsibility. Ask, will this help them move forward? Ask, am I doing for them what they can and should learn to do? Ask, is this a temporary bridge or an endless pattern? Ask, does this support truth or does it protect avoidance? These questions require courage. The loving answer may not always be the easiest answer. My beloved child, Jesus often helped people in ways that restored participation. He asked questions. He gave instructions. He called people to rise, walk, return, tell the truth, or change direction. Compassion did not erase agency. It restored it. Let your generosity do the same where possible. Offer support that helps another person become steadier, wiser, and more capable. My beloved child, give privately when privacy protects dignity. Not every act of kindness needs an audience. Do not turn another person's need into your public story. Do not use their difficult season to build your image. A gift given quietly can carry deep honor. It says, I see you, but I will not expose you. I will help without making your pain a performance. My beloved child, watch what happens inside you after you give. Do you feel peace, or do you begin keeping score? Do you expect immediate gratitude? Do you become angry when the person chooses differently than you hoped? These reactions may reveal that the gift carried hidden expectations. Bring those expectations into the light. You are allowed to learn. You are allowed to admit that part of you wanted recognition. Honesty can purify generosity. My beloved child, giving wisely also means receiving wisely. There will be seasons when you are the one who needs support. Do not reject help simply because you prefer being the giver. Pride can hide behind generosity. It can say, I am comfortable helping others, but I refuse to let anyone see my need. Healthy community includes both giving and receiving. My beloved child, receive without entitlement and give without superiority. Let the flow remain human, honest, and respectful. No one is above need. No one is beneath dignity. My beloved child, consider creating a simple rhythm for generosity rather than waiting for emotional pressure. Decide what portion of your time, attention, or resources can be shared responsibly. A planned rhythm protects both freedom and consistency. It keeps every request from becoming a crisis. It allows you to say yes with clarity and no without unnecessary guilt. My beloved child, tonight, examine one place where giving has become heavy. Ask whether guilt is involved. Ask whether fear is involved. Ask whether you are trying to earn love, approval, or spiritual security. Then release the pressure. Give because love is present. Give because wisdom agrees. Give because you are free with a peaceful heart. And when you cannot give, speak honestly without shame. My beloved child, generosity should leave a trail of life, not exhaustion, secrecy, resentment, or fear. When you give with wisdom, blessing moves without destroying the vessel that carries it. And as this healthy rhythm takes root, the next place of transformation is your home. In the next part, I will show you how provision can bring peace into your family instead of becoming another source of tension. My beloved child, I told you that generosity should leave a trail of life, not exhaustion, secrecy, resentment, or fear. Now I want to bring this truth closer to home because provision is not only meant to change numbers, it is meant to change the atmosphere where you live. Let provision bring peace to your home. My beloved child, money has carried too much emotional weight inside many homes. A small expense becomes an argument. A delayed payment becomes an accusation. A mistake becomes a reason to reopen old wounds. People stop talking honestly because every conversation feels dangerous. My beloved child, I do not want provision to enter your home while fear remains seated at the table. True provision should create room for clarity, cooperation, rest, and trust. It should make honest conversations safer. It should reduce the need for secrecy. My beloved child, peace does not mean your family will never disagree. It means disagreement no longer becomes cruelty. It means numbers can be discussed without attacking dignity. It means one person's mistake is addressed without making that person feel worthless. It means responsibility is shared instead of carried silently by one exhausted heart. My beloved child, begin by changing the tone. Do not speak about money only when something has gone wrong. Do not wait until fear has become anger. Choose a calmer moment. Speak honestly. Ask what each person understands and what they fear. Peace grows when every person feels heard. My beloved child, many arguments about money are not only about money. One person may fear losing safety. Another may fear losing freedom. One may feel ashamed for not earning enough. Another may feel unseen because they carry responsibilities no one notices. When these deeper fears remain hidden, every number becomes a weapon. Bring the real fear into the light. My beloved child, say, I am afraid we will not have enough. Say, I feel alone carrying this responsibility. Say, I need us to make decisions together. Say, I am sorry I hid this because I was ashamed. Honesty may feel vulnerable, but secrecy creates heavier pressure. My beloved child, remember the household of the widow who welcomed Elijah. Her resources were limited, yet the story did not remain only about flour and oil. Her home became a place where trust, hospitality, and daily provision met. The supply was not displayed for praise. It quietly sustained the household. My beloved child, this is the kind of provision I want you to recognize. Provision that brings food without pride. Provision that makes room for rest. Provision that strengthens relationships instead of creating competition. Provision that helps a home feel steadier even while life outside remains uncertain. My beloved child, let practical order support emotional peace. Create a simple plan that the people affected can understand. Name what must be paid first. Clarify what can wait. Agree on what needs to change. Do not use complicated systems that make everyone feel powerless. A clear plan is more useful than an impressive plan no one follows. My beloved child, shared understanding reduces fear. When people know what is happening, imagination has less room to create disaster. When responsibilities are clear, resentment begins to lose power. When expectations are realistic, trust can grow again. My beloved child, do not place the entire burden on one person simply because that person appears strong. The one who earns may need emotional support. The one who manages the home may need recognition. The one who cares for children or older relatives may carry invisible labor. My beloved child, honor each role. Do not measure every contribution only by income. Time, care, planning, cooking, cleaning, transportation, listening, and emotional steadiness all help a household stand. A home is not sustained by money alone. My beloved child, peace also requires boundaries around comparison. Do not make your family feel poor because another household displays more. You do not know the cost behind what you see. You do not know their debt pressure or private struggles. Build according to your own values and season. My beloved child, a smaller home can carry greater peace than a larger one filled with tension. A simple meal can become a place of connection. A modest plan can create real stability. Do not sacrifice the health of your household to maintain an image. My beloved child, provision should also create room for rest. If every increase immediately becomes another obligation, the home may remain exhausted. Ask whether some resources can reduce unnecessary pressure. Can a task be simplified? Can time be protected? Can one recurring burden be removed? Can the family create a quiet rhythm that does not revolve around constant earning and spending? My beloved child, rest is not waste when it restores patience, health, and connection. A rested person often speaks more gently. A rested mind makes wiser decisions. A rested home becomes less reactive. My beloved child, teach children and younger family members about money without passing fear into them. Let them learn gratitude, patience, responsibility, and generosity. Do not make every request a reason to shame them. Explain why some choices must wait. Show them that planning is not punishment. Let them see that worth is not measured by possessions. My beloved child, the atmosphere you create becomes part of their inheritance. They may not remember every purchase. They will remember whether money made the home feel safe or frightening. They will remember whether mistakes were corrected with truth or humiliation. They will remember whether generosity was joyful or forced. My beloved child, you can change that inheritance. Even if you grew up hearing arguments, fear, or silence around money, you can choose a different pattern. You can speak calmly. You can tell the truth earlier. You can apologize when pressure makes you harsh. You can invite cooperation. You can stop using money to control affection, loyalty, or behavior. My beloved child, provision becomes peace when it serves love. It helps meet needs. It protects health. It creates stability. It gives people room to learn. It allows the home to become a place where no one must perform in order to deserve dignity. My beloved child, do not expect one conversation to heal every pattern. Return to the work, review the plan, celebrate small progress, correct without attacking, listen without preparing your defense. Let peace grow through repetition. My beloved child, tonight ask what financial pressure has been doing to the atmosphere of your home. Has it created silence, blame, control, distance? Then choose one change that can bring more peace. Begin one honest conversation. Express one apology. Clarify one responsibility. Acknowledge one hidden contribution. My beloved child, provision is not complete when money arrives, but relationships remain wounded. Let what you receive become safety, order, gratitude, and gentleness. Let it help your home stand like a house built on rock, not because storms never come, but because truth and love hold the foundation together. And as peace begins to settle within your home, you will be ready to carry that same peace beyond its walls. In the next part, I will show you how to become a peaceful channel of blessing wherever you go. My beloved child, I told you that as peace begins to settle within your home, you become ready to carry that peace beyond its walls. What has been healed in private can now become a gift in public. Become a peaceful channel of blessing. My beloved child, blessing is not only something you receive, it is also something that moves through the way you speak, work, decide, serve, and treat people. A peaceful person changes the atmosphere without needing to announce it. They bring steadiness into a tense room. They bring honesty into confusion. They bring dignity into places where people feel unseen. My beloved child, this is the kind of influence I want to form in you. Not influence built on status, not influence built on noise, influence built on character. You may never stand before a large crowd, yet your presence can still shape many lives. A calm response can stop an argument from becoming cruel. A fair decision can protect someone from harm. My beloved child, never underestimate the blessing of becoming a safe person. People remember where they were not humiliated. They remember who listened without rushing. They remember who told the truth without using it as a weapon. They remember who helped without making them feel small. This kind of peace carries weight. Think of Barnabas. His name became connected with encouragement because he repeatedly saw potential in people others doubted. He supported, introduced, and strengthened. My beloved child, Barnabas did not need to become the center of every story. He became a bridge. He helped others step into places they might not have reached alone. You can become that kind of bridge. You may recommend someone whose work deserves to be seen. You may teach a skill that took you years to learn. You may speak courage to a person who is close to giving up. You may help someone understand a process that once confused you. My beloved child, your experience can become provision for another person. The lesson that cost you time can save someone else from a mistake. The compassion you gain through financial pressure can help you respond without judgment. Do not waste what pain has taught you. My beloved child, this does not mean turning every wound into a public story, but the wisdom can still flow without exposing everything. You can say, I understand. You can say, here is what helped me. You can say, ask this question before you agree. You can say, you are not foolish for needing guidance. My beloved child, blessing flows through language. Words can increase fear or restore courage. Words can create shame or create space for responsibility. Words can close a heart or help it open. Choose language that tells the truth and still leaves room for dignity. Do not flatter people with false hope. Do not frighten them in order to control them. Speak clearly. Speak kindly. Speak with the intention to build. My beloved child, your work can also become a channel of blessing. Whatever task is in your hands, do it with integrity. If you lead, be fair. If you serve, be dependable. If you sell, be honest. If you teach, be patient. If you create, make something useful. If you employ people, remember that their lives extend beyond the hours they give you. My beloved child, work becomes sacred when it protects dignity and creates real value. You do not need to use spiritual language in every conversation. Let the quality of your actions speak. Let people experience honesty in your agreements. Let them experience consistency in your promises. Let them experience respect in the way you handle mistakes. My beloved child, peace is practical. It arrives on time. It communicates clearly. It does not create unnecessary confusion. It takes responsibility when something goes wrong. This kind of character can become a form of provision for many people. My beloved child, your resources can also create opportunities. Perhaps you can support a small effort. Perhaps you can purchase from someone who is building honestly. Perhaps you can share information about work. Perhaps you can help a young person learn a useful skill. Perhaps you can offer a quiet scholarship, a meal transportation, or a safe place to begin. You do not need great wealth to create movement. My beloved child, a small key can open a large door. Use what you have with attention. Do not compare your capacity with someone who has more. A faithful act within your means carries more peace than a dramatic act performed for praise. My beloved child, remain careful not to become responsible for everyone's outcome. A channel carries water. It does not become the entire river. You can guide without controlling. You can support without rescuing. You can encourage without promising what you cannot guarantee. You can help someone take a step without carrying them through every mile. My beloved child, this boundary protects both love and humility. It reminds you that another person still has choices, lessons, timing, and responsibility. You are not the source. You are a willing participant. Let that truth keep you free. My beloved child, being a channel also means allowing blessing to move in directions you did not choose. Someone you help may never thank you. Someone you encourage may grow beyond your influence. Someone you teach may take the lesson and build something you never imagined. Do not cling to the outcome. A farmer does not command every seed after planting. They prepare the soil water faithfully and allow growth to follow its own process. My beloved child, give without needing ownership of the result. Celebrate when good grows, even if your name is not attached. This is peaceful influence. It does not need applause to know it mattered. My beloved child, you will also need to protect your inner life as you serve. Do not become so available to everyone that you become absent from yourself and your family. Return to rest. Return to prayer. Return to honest limits. A dry channel cannot carry water for long. My beloved child, receiving and giving must remain connected. Let encouragement reach you. Let others help you. Let quiet restore you. Let wisdom correct you. You do not become more valuable by exhausting yourself. My beloved child, tonight, ask where peace can move through you tomorrow. Perhaps through one conversation, one fair decision, one helpful introduction, one act of patience, one honest piece of work. Do not wait for a grand assignment. Blessing often travels through ordinary faithfulness. My beloved child, become a peaceful channel of blessing wherever you go. Let people feel less afraid after speaking with you. Let your work leave things clearer than you found them. Let your resources create dignity. Let your wisdom help without controlling. Let your presence remind others that pressure does not have to become panic. And as you learn to live this way, the journey reaches its final lesson. The goal was never only to receive more. It was to become more grounded, more generous, more discerning, and more free. In the final part, I will show you how to walk forward in trust, wisdom, and freedom. My beloved child, I told you that the goal was never only to receive more. It was to become more grounded, more generous, more discerning, and more free. Walk forward in trust, wisdom, and freedom. My beloved child, you began this journey carrying numbers like stones inside your chest. Bills felt like accusations. Delays felt like rejection. One difficult season seemed powerful enough to define your whole future. But you have learned to see differently. You have learned that money matters, but it does not measure your worth. You have learned that provision may arrive through more than one channel. You have learned that waiting can contain preparation. You have learned that peace helps you recognize what panic hides. Trust does not mean ignoring reality. Trust looks at the facts and refuses to call them the final authority. Trust can open the bill. Trust can ask for help. Trust can make a plan. Trust can admit, I do not know yet, but I am willing to learn. My beloved child, wisdom does not weaken faith. Wisdom gives faith a practical shape. Wisdom asks questions before signing. Wisdom considers tomorrow before spending today. Wisdom listens to qualified counsel. Wisdom changes direction when new truth appears. Wisdom knows that one open door is not automatically the right door. My beloved child, freedom is not having no responsibilities. Freedom is carrying responsibility without allowing fear to own your mind. It is the ability to say yes without desperation. It is the ability to say no without guilt. It is the ability to receive without pride and give without trying to earn love. Think of the Israelites crossing the Jordan. They had known wilderness, uncertainty, and daily dependence. When the time came to step into a new land, the river did not disappear before they moved. The priests stepped forward and the path opened as they obeyed. My beloved child, you may not receive every answer before your next step, but you do not need every answer to move faithfully. You need enough clarity for today, enough courage for one conversation, enough wisdom for one decision, enough patience to avoid forcing what is not ready. Do not demand that tomorrow explain itself before you live today. My beloved child, walk forward without returning to old forms of bondage. Do not return to shame because one expense surprises you. Do not return to panic because one plan changes. Do not return to comparison because someone else appears to move faster. Do not return to secrecy because you feel embarrassed. The old pattern may call your name, but you do not have to answer. My beloved child, freedom is strengthened each time you choose differently. Each time you pause instead of reacting, freedom grows. Each time you tell the truth sooner, freedom grows. Each time you choose a healthy boundary, freedom grows. Each time you let a mistake teach you without condemning you, freedom grows. My beloved child, You may still face seasons of limited resources. You may still encounter uncertainty, unexpected bills, or plans that take longer than you hoped. I have not promised that wisdom will remove every difficulty. I have promised that difficulty does not have to rule you. You can face a hard season without losing your identity. You can make adjustments without calling yourself a failure. You can simplify without feeling ashamed. You can begin again without believing you have returned to the beginning. My beloved child, progress is not always a straight line. Sometimes growth looks like greater income. Sometimes it looks like lower debt. Sometimes it looks like a calmer conversation. Sometimes it looks like sleeping through the night. Sometimes it looks like recognizing a harmful offer before accepting it. Sometimes it looks like asking for help earlier than you did before. My beloved child, keep money in its proper place. Use it to serve life. Let it provide food, shelter, care, learning, rest, and generosity. But never give it the authority to decide whether you deserve dignity. A number may rise, a number may fall. Your value remains deeper than both. My beloved child, keep gratitude close. Gratitude will help you recognize provision before it becomes dramatic. It will remind you of people who stood beside you. It will help you enjoy without clinging. It will keep increase from becoming pride and limitation from becoming bitterness. You do not need to call pain pleasant. You can grieve and still be grateful for one faithful support. You can feel disappointed and still notice one open possibility. My beloved child, keep wisdom close as well. Review what you have. Protect what matters. Prepare responsibly. Learn what you do not understand. Do not allow embarrassment to keep you uninformed. My beloved child, keep generosity connected to peace. Give within truth. Help without controlling. Share without performing. Receive without entitlement. Let what moves through your hands create dignity, not dependence. Let what moves through your words create courage, not shame. Let what moves through your home create safety, not fear. My beloved child, your life can become a quiet testimony that financial pressure does not have to destroy peace, not because every number became perfect, not because every prayer was answered in the form you expected, but because you learned to stand differently. You learned to breathe before reacting. You learned to separate worth from wealth. You learned to recognize many forms of provision. You learned to steward with attention. You learned to trust without abandoning responsibility. My beloved child, this transformation matters more than appearances. A person can possess much and remain imprisoned by fear. Another can still be rebuilding and already be walking in freedom. Freedom begins inside, then changes the way the outer life is carried. Tonight, do not leave this message with pressure to transform everything at once. Choose one faithful step. Review one decision. Begin one conversation. Release one lie. Practice one boundary. Offer one sincere act of gratitude. Let one small action become evidence of a new direction. Every faithful choice you make today becomes another quiet stone in the stronger foundation you are building for tomorrow. My beloved child, I will meet you in the ordinary steps. I am not waiting only at the moment of breakthrough. I am present in the planning, the learning, the correction, the waiting, and the rebuilding. I am with you when the answer comes. I am with you when the answer changes form. I am with you when you feel strong and when you need rest. My beloved child, walk forward with open eyes and an open heart. Trust me, without becoming careless. Use wisdom without becoming controlled by fear. Receive freedom without forgetting responsibility. Let peace guide your pace. Let truth guard your identity. Let love shape what you build. The road ahead may still contain questions, but you no longer have to walk beneath the same old weight. You are not defined by the bill. You are not owned by the debt. You are not trapped by the mistake. You are learning. You are growing. You are becoming steady. Walk forward, my beloved child. Walk in trust. Walk in wisdom. Walk in freedom. I am with you.